welcome you back in geological knowledge. So, and we have discussed about the methods of the ore estimation, reserve estimation, and we have talked about the included area method, the polygon method, extended area method, or the triangular method, and some other graphical methods. And there is another way to compute the reserve estimation by the geometrical methods. Okay, so first method we have talked about, and in this video we will talk about the second method. And what are the concept behind that we have talked in the previous video. But before using any of these methods like the graphical or the geometrical methods, the mineralized portion are first to be demarcated from the basis of the geological knowledge of the area in respect of the ore continuity, that is the pitch, fold as well as the faults. We have already discussed that before we select a method to determine or to calculate the reserve calculation, we must understand the basic history of that deposit, means in which type of structural features there is a fold, fault, lineation, foliation, or in that is occurring in a jointed pattern, as well as the boreholes and the pitch of that deposit. Okay, so that's why it's very important for one to understand the structural properties of a particular ore deposit. Okay, and if we talk about the included area method, so this method is used when the boreholes or the pits they are sunk in a grid pattern. Okay, and as you can see in the diagram, the calculation of reserve by including area method and the area of influence by each of the central, corner as well as the side pits, they has been shown by the hatched lines, as you can see, or the hatch lines. So in the figure you can see the pits, they have been put at 20-25 meter intervals in a grid pattern. Okay, so the interval is 25 meter, and all the pits are mineralized. So assuming that the total reserve can be estimated only inside the big square, as you can see in the diagram, enclosed by the sample points, the area of the influence of each of the sample points, that is shown in the diagram, as you can see. Okay, so what you have to keep in mind, all the pits they are mineralized, and the assuming that the total reserve that can be estimated only inside the big square, as you can see in the diagram. Okay, area enclosed by the sample points, the area of the influence of each of the sample points, that is shown in the diagram. Okay, and it is seen from the diagram that the area of square, area of the influence of the 9 central pits, that is 25 into 25 square meters. Okay, as you can see in the diagram, so the central 9 squares, so square 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18 and 19, these 9 blocks, the 9 squares, they have area of 25 into 25, that is 625 square kilometer. Okay, the side pits which are 12 in number, okay, the side pits which are 12 in number, each have the half of the area of the influence, as you can see. Okay, and the 4 corner pits which have 1/4 the area of influence in the comparison to central pits. Okay, so as you can see, if we draw here, so you can see in the diagram, suppose there is a central, there is a square, and if you divide in some parts, okay, so this part or this part, that will show the 1/4 part. Okay, and if you divide in half, so this will show the 1.5 parts. Okay, so that's the concept behind. So that's why the central 9 squares, they show the uh, full squares, and the each side points, each side pits, which are 12 in number, and each have the half of the area of the influence, as you can see in the diagram here, 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 and this one, these ones. Okay, so these have half of the area, and the central points, as you can see in the diagram, so these central points, these side points. Okay, the four corner pits, one has to corner pits, these corner points. Okay, so they have the area of influence in comparison to the central pits, 1/4 area of the influence in the comparison of the central pits. Okay, so that's why it's written here, the area of influence by each central, corner, and the side pits, they have been shown by hatched lines. Okay, or in other words, we can say the area of influence, and hence the weight for the width encountered in the central pits, these are twice and 4 times the sides of the corner pits. Okay, so in other words we can say, and accordingly the volume of the ore, one second. So accordingly the volume of the ore, that is volume of ore V of the area enclosed by 25 pits, that can be obtained as following formula. So V equals 9 into 25 square into W1 plus 12 into 25 square divided by 2 into W2, and 4 into 25 square divided by 4 W3 cubic meters. Okay, so now you would have understand that from where these 9, 12 and 4 these have came from. Okay, so these 4 have come from the corner pits, these corner pits, these corner pits, that shows the 4 points, this one, and the central point, the corner pit, that's not showing in the diagram. So these on the corner pits, that will also be shown. Okay, so these are the 4, and the central point, these central squares, so they are also showing 9 pits. Okay, 9 squares, as I am marking it, so these are 9 in the number. Okay, so that's why 9 into 25 square W1 and 12 into 25 square W2, W2 divided by 2, and 4 into 25 square divided by 4 into W3. Okay, and this 4 have come, this 12 has come from these 1, 2, one second. So these have came from these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the remaining 3, that is these 3 from the top of these 3. Okay, these are not showing in the map because I have ticked here. So okay, so these are 12 which are came from. Okay, so that's why 12 into 25 square divided by 2, and where W1, W2, W3, these are the average of the width encountered in the central point, central sides as well as the corner pits. And how we can calculate the average grade? So average grade of the deposit, that can be arrived at on the basis of following formula. So average grade G, that equals to 1 by V, and divide 1 by V multiplied by 9 into 25 square G1 W1 plus 12 into 25 square upon 2 Z2 W2 plus 4 into 25 square upon 4 G3 W3 in percentage. Okay, that is how we can calculate the average grade of the deposit. Okay, so we have seen that how the volume is computed. So once the volume is evaluated, the reserve can be estimated by dividing the tonnage factor. Okay, similarly the average grade G of the deposit that can be arrived at as the following formula as we have discussed. And the above calculation, these are taken into account when the thickness as well as the grade G1, G2, G3 of the ore body, these are varying in different pits. Okay, so that's the concept behind the included area methods. Okay, and the next one is the extended area method. So in the extended area method, all the blocks, they have equal areas of influence. Okay, and the total area in the example shown in the figure 27, you can see the calculation of reserve by extended area method. Here the area of influence is taken same for each pit. Okay, you have not to divide in half or 1/4, but you can see that is half portion is, sorry, full portion of the square, that is 25. So the half portion, that will be 12.5 meters. Okay, half of 25 meters. Okay, so the calculation that can be, or the square, the area of example in shown figure 27, that is 25 into 25 square meters. Okay, the extended area method, the blocks have equal area of influence, and the total area of, in the diagram as shown, is 25 into 25 square meters, that is 15,625 square meters. Okay, and the arithmetic mean of the width, that is the width of all the 25 pits totaled, divided by 25, that gives the average width. Okay, as you can see, the total area, that will be 25 into 25 square, that will come up to 15,625 square meters, and the arithmetic mean of the width, that is the width of the all the 25 pits totaled and divided by 25, that will give the average width, and the average width multiplied by 15,625, that will subsequently gives the total volume. Okay, so in formula type we can write total volume, that equals to average width into 15,625 meters. Okay, sorry, cubic meters, as you can see in the diagram. Okay, and the, since it's the equal area method or extended area method, so here it can be computed for the square shape and for the rectangle shape also. Okay, so the calculation of the reserve by extended area method, that is in the square shape, and that is also given calculation of reserve by extended area method in the rectangular shape. Okay, so here the, in the rectangular shape, the thickness has been shown, the side is 20 meters. Okay, so half will be 10 and another half will be 10. Okay, so that's the method of reserve or reserve estimation by the extended area method. Okay, and tonnage factor we have discussed in the previous video, but I have provided the formula of this tonnage factor. So that is equals to 2240 divided by 62.5 into G in cubic feet, where G is the specific gravity of the ore. Okay, so that was our discussion about the ore reserve estimation. Although we have discussed all the methods in the previous video, but since there were two other alternative options, so either we can calculate the ore reserve by the this method or from the previous methods which we have talked in the previous video. Okay, thank you.